Mary, what time of year is it?
It is where the days are getting shorter, and we're heading towards the end of October.
And what do we do in the end of October now for the past 4 years?
Is it 4 years?
Yes. This will
Is
be
it
our
really?
4th year. Yes.
The saga continues.
It is. Who are we looking for?
We are looking for the notorious
Lavender Lily.
We're going to try to find her again, but I do think, you know, because we've had some cantankerous conversations with people in the community that swear we're looking at the wrong time of the year. But you never know. This may launch us into a winter of research.
And today we're in Buffalo County.
We are in Buffalo.
And we are headed to this little cemetery that somebody suggested that maybe she was in.
Okay.
You know, out of the way, but we're going to go check it out. And like we say, this is our 4th attempt to find Lily.
And yeah, you know, this is nail biting because we get tiny little slivers of information.
Yes, I've heard a couple. So turn this thing around and we'll go find this little cemetery and keep an eye out for somebody wearing lavender.
It'll be interesting, folks.
Yeah.
It always is.
It is. So I will quickly recount the story. If you have not heard the story, or legend, whatever it is, of Lavender Lily, this is it. And I always tell people we have absolutely no timeline on when this happened. You know, don't know if it happened 100 years ago or 50 years ago. We don't know. But the story is that on Halloween night, 2 boys were driving along a ridge.
And there's a lot of ridges.
Yeah. Yeah. We have not narrowed it down. And they saw this young girl who was walking down the side of the road, and she had on lavender. Now, some people say she was wearing a lavender prom dress, but we don't know. Anyway, the boys, it's kind of a chilly night because it is late in the year, and the boys...
Or early in the year.
Yeah, the boys give her a ride, and she said that she wants to go home. So they take her to her house, which is this farm up on a ridge, and because it's cool, they have loaned her one of their jackets.
I guess it was a black jacket?
That could be. Now, I haven't heard that. But they let her out where she said was her home, and she got out and went into the house. And it wasn't until they had already, you know, backed out of the driveway and gone down the road that they realized that they had left their jacket with this young girl. So they turned around and went back to the house and knocked on the door, and a lady came to the door, and they explained that their daughter still had their coat, and they just wanted to pick it up. And the lady in the house was absolutely mortified. She said, "This is terrible. Are you making fun of us? Our daughter died a year ago today." Yes.
Isn't that something?
Yes. So the boys left, and as they went down the ridge, they went by a particular cemetery, and as they went by, they saw something hanging on a tombstone there.
Wow, really?
Yes. Now, some people say it was the jacket, and some people say that it was some kind of a lavender coat or sweater. Anyway, and then we've heard all kinds of, some variations on this story. One I heard just recently, and this was kind of gnarly. They said that Lily, this young girl, was riding in a car with her prom date, and she was wearing a purple prom dress. And they got into a dispute. He stopped the car and pushed her out. And
he pushed her out?
Yes, and something happened. The car ran over her and she was killed.
No way.
That was a story that I heard. Now, I had never heard that before.
No, that's a new one.
Yes. So, Mary, have you heard anything else?
Well, you know, it's the question of what ridge.
Well, it's not like we only have one or two, right?
Well, and, you know, we've been checking and digging in the cemeteries.
Digging? No, we have not
okay,
dug in any cemetery.
No, there is no grave robbing going on.
Wrong word.
What kind of Nancy?
That was the wrong term you used.
You do realize that in the younger days, my husband and I used to dig graves.
Well, yeah, but that's got nothing to you and I digging graves. We have not dug any graves, folks.
No, but anyway, okay, looping back around.
Right.
No, I've been hearing a lot of information that, you know, we're not looking, we need to cast a wider net. And then other people say, no, you got to go back and you got to check the cemeteries where you've been, and we're not doing, you know, get it together.
All right.
Get it together and find the right cemetery, because everybody's nail biting to find out where she
Lily
is.
I know. And I have done a lot of searching online, looking at census and everything, and I never could find a Lily that fit the description, you know, so. But anyway, I think we're going to come up here to this little cemetery. It's just kind of off by itself here, off this road. I'm not even sure what the name of this road is. Do you remember?
Julson Ridge.
Oh, Julson Ridge. Okay, yeah, this is Julson Ridge. So
which is not that terribly far away. And it is a ridge on top of a hill with a cemetery. And, you know, as old houses fall asunder, you never know. You never know.
This is it. Okay, I'm gonna
it.
pull off here. And I did leave the dog at home today because, I don't know. Sometimes she creeps me out. She acts like she's seeing things that I don't see. So.
Well, but now you have to fill us in on this part of the story.
Oh,
Nancy.
the spirit dog story? All right, Mary, here we are out at this little cemetery. There's no signage out here. There's no name. It's on Julson Ridge. And it's just a little cemetery out here. So we thought, people have suggested that we look here. Last year we were looking up by Norden Church near Eleva because we were told by a young man that was where we should be looking for Lily, and we didn't find her. So now we're kind of in between Norden and Tyson, Montana Ridge. So let's just take a little look around and see if we see anything here that would indicate that Lily. Any lilies. This is Hans. Oh my goodness. Hans Hansen. And he was a Civil War veteran.
Oh.
Imagine that. Wow.
Look at that.
Yeah.
But while we're looking, Nancy, you've got to fill the audience in on
Spirit Dog?
On Spirit Dog.
Well, people don't know, I have this dog called Zip. She's kind of a collie dog.
She's a border collie. That's hyper.
Well, she's got some other things in her too. I know. She's got some healer in her because she has an attitude. But anyway, our church, Foggerness Church, was getting ready for our cemetery walk, which is where people come every 3 years or so, and we have the gravestones all cleaned off and information by them. So people can walk around the cemetery and kind of read about the people that are buried there, and it's a fun day. But about a month before our cemetery walk, I would try to get over there 2 or 3 times a week and clean up some of the old tombstones, because they were getting pretty, you know, they get pretty faded out, they get moss on them and mold or whatever. So I'd be out there cleaning them off, and I would take Zip with me because I was out there by myself. And normally she would just be sitting right by me. But that all of a sudden, she would get up like she saw something. She'd look at something that I couldn't see, and she would start barking and running in circles and barking and just having a wonderful time. And there was nothing there. There weren't any birds. There was nothing that I could see that she was chasing, but she seemed to be chasing something. Well, it dawned on me that our cemetery has a lot of graves of children who died in that 1879 diphtheria epidemic. And I thought, maybe it's the spirits of all these little children. And here's this nice, friendly, fluffy dog, and they're playing with her.
Well, but there's a problem, isn't there, Nancy? Because didn't one of those cute little kids follow her back to your place?
Oh, I don't think so.
You don't think? Well, the last time I was up there,
I don't think so.
she did the exact same thing. She looked off into space, and it wasn't a bird because the swallows are gone now.
Well,
So,
if it was another little spirit, it hasn't been bothering us. But dogs, cats, you've seen cats do that. Suddenly they'll be laying there, and all of a sudden it's like they see something, and they jump up or they look at something real hard, and you don't see anything. So I think that, animals, they just have another little perception going on there. So that's the story of Spirit Dog.
spirit dog.
Here's a child. This was, where's it? K-V-E-R-N-E-N?
Cavernan?
Vernon, yeah, and this must be a child because it's got the little lamb. That usually means it was a child's grave. Oh, here it is on this side.
This is Hans O. 1848, 1892.
Okay, and then this one is Olegana, 1852 to 1914.
So maybe parents?
And this one is Herman, 1889 to 1907. But that's not any lilies.
Wow.
No lilies. Now let's see what else we've got over here.
This one, I can't tell, and I don't want to step on it. Should have brought a little broom.
Look at the color of these flowers for us.
Oh boy.
They were lavender.
Look at this.
And what was the name here? It looks like maybe Karen. This is, oh, here it is. It's Anne Cairo, 1877. Aged what?
44.
44. Okay.
But that's not anything.
That's not a lily.
That is definitely not a lily.
And this one is not a lily either. Anna or something like that. A child. Looks like it died in 1877.
Yeah.
That might have been part of that diphtheria epidemic. Here's a new one. The Seversons and the Nelsons. And these look like some newer ones over here. Michael and Laura May Nelson.
Yeah, these are all 60s.
Yep, Severson.
But this is sad. Michael J. died as an infant.
Yeah.
And so did Laura May. They would have been cousins. Probably cousins.
Probably.
That's tragic.
Yeah, it is. I mean, over 100 years ago, for children to die was not that unusual. Not that it wasn't awful and heartrending for the parents, but it was a little more normal than it is now. There's a Nelson.
Well, these folks, 1961, Nancy.
Yeah.
Wow. That one's 84. And this poor person was 10 years old?
Oh dear.
9 years old?
Yeah, not quite 10 years old. Or, yeah, 9 years old. Sad story here. Here is another
Even in
veteran,
modern days.
American Legion.
And someone has taken the time to put beautiful flowers.
Yeah, this is Gunderson. This is
Emma.
and Harry.
Yeah. 1871. 1870. So he at least survived.
Yeah, he must have been World War I if he was born in 1871. But he was a veteran.
Look at
And
that.
This one is
Hendrickson.
Hendrickson, John and Inger. John was only 2 years old, and Inger was what?
3.
3. But their timestamp there is right about when that diphtheria epidemic was going through.
Oh, how tragic.
Yeah.
But nothing remnant of a lily.
I don't see any.
Well, it's amazing that any of these people survived that diphtheria thing.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah, it definitely took more children than adults, but lovely lavender.
But you know, Nancy, we don't know where this is quite a large patch.
Yeah.
And so is there unmarked?
Oh, probably.
You know, is there
Some of the old ones, they said they would put up a wood cross and that would rot. All right, Mary, we have driven up to the infamous Montana and Tyson Ridge. This is supposed to be where all the Lavender Lily action is, although in 4 years we haven't really seen anything, have we?
No, not up here we haven't.
So where we are at right now is the little Protestant cemetery. It is now it's owned by the Lutherans. I think from what I've read before, it was like a German Methodist that had it.
Okay.
And they actually had a little church up here as well, but that was taken down and removed. So this is where somebody said, oh, they thought Lily was here. But we have looked here and we couldn't find any lilies.
No, we haven't.
No.
Or any first name, middle name, or last name.
No. And it's a beautiful spot up here. I mean, the view goes on forever and ever.
Yes, very well kept.
Yeah, it's a beautiful little cemetery. But this was where the Protestants were interred. And we did not find any presence of Lily. This is Montana Ridge. And so now we're going to go north to the cemetery that was where the Catholics were buried. And that's supposed to be the one that's really haunted. So
That's supposed to be the hot spot.
that's it. So we're going to go up that way and see what we can see.
There we go.
Here we go. right, Mary, now we are going north, and this is County X, I think.
Yes.
And we are headed toward the little Catholic cemetery, and this at some point here it becomes Tyson Ridge and not Montana Ridge. And
there's an invisible line.
Yes, we don't know where it is, but this is the highest point in Buffalo County, and that's saying something. But we're going down the road here, and as I've said in previous episodes, there have been a lot of really bad accidents up here in this neighborhood. It's probably because the road's pretty straight and people can get going pretty fast.
Yep, and they don't realize that there's corners coming up.
Yep, they really get going. So the little cemetery up here was what they call a missionary church of St. Peter's and Paul, and it's no longer there. It got torn down back in the 50s, I believe, the early 50s. So, but that's supposed to be the one that Lavender Lily is definitely hooked up with. And there's been other stories that people have said that there's a connection with Lily and the Schneider family. And there are Schneiders up here. There's Schneiders buried up here. There is a Schneider Road that we went down one time, although there was no signpost. I had to look it up on a map. And there was also the story of a house around the corner that was lived in for some time by some Marsalics, but then at some point nobody was living in that house anymore. The house caught on fire. The Independence Fire Department came out and put out the fire, but when they went inside, that they found that there were like blood on the walls or satanic symbols and things, so there must have been some kids partying there, probably
Painting and being destructive.
And then the next time it caught on fire, the owner, this Mike Shishak, said, "Just let it burn." So that house is no longer there. But that was supposed to be a connection to Lavender Lily as well, although we never figured out what the connection was.
It is such a beautiful day for us to be looking.
And here we are at the little Catholic cemetery. It's maintained by St. Peter's and Paul, and it was a small church with a small congregation, but the church is no longer here. And there was a store across the road at one time and a schoolhouse, so there was a little community. But for some reason, this is connected with Lavender Lily. So we're just going to take one more little perusal here. I'm not sure where the church actually was. It may have been down this way. Don't know. But here we are. This is Lavender Lily territory, very definitely.
Or at least that's what we're told.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, there is still some speculation as to what ridge.
And there's lots of speculation, isn't there?
And what cemetery.
And here, look at this tombstone. Looks like it's, I don't know. You could put your hands under it if you wanted to.
Yeah, it looks like it's, you never know what's there,
You just
do
never
ya?
know. Here's some pretty purple flowers. Lavender flowers.
And Nancy, this one was a baby that just lived a few days.
Oh,
Oh my goodness.
I know. It gets depressing, doesn't it?
Yes, so many, so many.
Do you ever have the feeling when you're out here, Mary, sometimes that somebody's watching you?
Yeah.
You just have
Well,
that
it's that little
feeling
kind of that tingly where the hair stands on the back of your neck.
that this,
And-
yeah.
And I would be
Hard to
very,
explain.
I would be very interested in bringing Ghost Dog out here.
Right, now here's a Schneider, and there's supposed to be some kind of connection with Lily and the Schneiders, but we don't know what. And like I say, I went through all the old censuses. I couldn't find any Lily Schneider or anything that was even close to the name that they might have, you know, that Lily was
That
a
it was a
nickname.
close.
Yeah, we just don't know. So again, here we are, 4 years in a row looking for Lavender Lily, and I can't say that we've made a lot of progress.
Yeah, it's been a good adventure, right?
Well, it is, and people have kind of hung in with us. And before we leave here, this is, like I say, if you go on the internet and type in Lavender Lily, you will get a picture of this particular monument here. And usually it has something hanging on it, but I don't know. I've never figured out, because this is not a lily. This is Apollonia Fagan, who died in 1883. So,
But it's a very, very cool statuette.
and it's really unique. Yeah, it's like it's made out of metal or something.
Yeah,
So it's real different. Yeah.
that's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah. And somebody's put up the American flags here. I think that's really nice. But again, we are just not, we're just
striking out.
We're striking out once again. Although Mary thinks that maybe what we should do is come back at prom time in the spring.
Well, you know, we've been hearing rumors and speculation about that, and we investigate our rumors.
Definitely.
Right? We just don't jump to a conclusion.
That's
We want to make
definitely
sure
it.
that we fact check everything. And that is pretty crazy.
We'll probably just have to pack things up again here, Mary.
Yeah.
It's getting, you know, sun's going down, it's getting dark.
Yep.
And again, we're not seeing anything. So if Lily's around, she's,
But it's that prickly on the back of the neck.
well, I know it.
Well, why don't
okay.
you head on over and we'll see what we can see, right?
Okay.
Another journey with not a good conclusion, but we really appreciate everyone hanging with us, because sooner or later we are going to find the right ridge and we're going to find the right cemetery, and the mystery of Lavender Lily will be solved.
Maybe.
Maybe, but we don't know for sure.